Today on Power Rangers, the kids discover who will be attending the World Peace Summit. Meanwhile, Zed casts an evil spell that puts everyone in Angel Grove to sleep. Then the Power Rangers teleport to another planet in search of an ancient statue, while Goldar and Zed fly away in Serpentera to unleash their dastardly plan. Will the Power Rangers be able to stop them? Find out next on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
Saturday, the vibe's just right. Oh yeah, Alex and Josh take us back to the light. He-Man and those Ghostbusters, what a sight. DuckTales and Mario will dive in tight. Slide Track Saturday, let's groove today. Cartoon classics make our worries fly away. Zelda and Red Monster, what they gotta say. Hey, hey, tune in and let the review slay. Cereal, let's relive the past. Oh yeah, cartoon heroes, the memories last. Alex and Josh got the humor, it's a blast. Kick back, enjoy, have a blast fast. Sludge Track Saturday, let's groove today. Cartoon classics make our worries fly away. Zelda and Red Monster, what they gotta say. Hey, hey, tune in and let the review slay. Talking about cartoons, gonna blow your mind. From the 80s to 90s, takes us on a ride. Saturday morning styles can't deny. Slash Track Saturday, let's groove today. Cartoon classics make our worries fly away. Zelda and Red Monster, what they gotta say. Hey, hey, tune in and let the review slay.
Good morning, Slashaholics, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Slash Track Saturday Mornings. Of course, I'm Alex Vanover, and I'm joined by good friend, famous author, Arkansas best-selling author, legend in the making, future Power Ranger with the power transfer.
If I don't get sent to represent the world, with the other guys, then yeah, I could probably be a Power Ranger.
You keep writing books, they're going to send you to the World Scholastic Book Fair.
All three of me?
All three of us? Hey, Slashaholics, Slashketeers, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. You've been asking for more Power Rangers, and we're bringing it to you right now. Josh and I are going to be reviewing and discussing Season 2, Episode 27, The Power Transfer. Part 1.
This
How you
one's
feeling?
This one's a doozy because it sets rules for changing powers that are never referenced ever again. like they changed teams completely at one point. They have a couple singular changes between now and when they changed the team completely. They never use the sword.
I did notice when they swap Pink Rangers the next season.
Yep.
Sword's probably still there in the command center somewhere.
It's crazy, man. But I love the show. I really do. Serpentera, all he's got to do is charge it up and destroy Earth with one button. I mean, but we'll get into that, I'm sure.
Okay, so this is the original air date was November 8th, 1994. Director was a friend of the channel. We've talked about him before, Jonathan T. Zakor. His resume is 8 episodes directing of MMPR, and this man must have been really good friends with Saban because he was brought back on at least 7 to 8 additional seasons and different iterations of Power Rangers to direct episodes, pieces of episodes, full episodes, straight to video incarnations of the Power Rangers. He was all over the place for a very long time. It seemed like all of his directing credits are Power Rangers. This was written by a person named Judd Lynn. Judd wrote 6 episodes of MMPR, 4 episodes of VR Troopers, and basically every other credit for Judd, writing wise, is basically every season of Power Rangers it's ever been.
Oh wow, okay, cool. Like 30 years.
Yeah, so Judd is like an in-house writer for Saban. Has to be.
I mean, you could just like have a dog like with a little 3-button thing, you know, it's like putties, monster, robot, and you got your episode.
It's like writing a Family Guy episode. What was that where they on South Park, the writers of Family Guy release balls with different ideas on them and they just put them together?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. That's what Judd has been doing for the last 30 years and is living just a lavish lifestyle. This episode was 30 years, 6 months, and 15 days ago, Slashketeers. So
Wow.
if you didn't feel old before, now you do. Josh, it's that time of the show. We're going to talk about the top 3 shows of 1994.
Ooh, I know that you wanted to go through it a little quicker, but I know at least 2 of them from 94.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
going to guess Friends, obviously.
Friends is in the top 5,
Friends is in the top 5?
not top 3.
Huh. ER.
Great guess, though.
ER?
Oh, yeah, definitely. ER's number 2 with 20 million.
My So-Called Life?
No, that show was canceled when it was on the air the first time. That's a cult show.
Due South?
No. One of the characters from this number 3 show we've used as a gag on one of our shows.
Oh. The Cosby Show? Was it still on in 94?
Hey, Josh. Hey, how you doing there, Tim? What are you doing?
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Home
All right,
Improvement.
Home Improvement.
Yeah, 19.5 million at 3. And the number 1 show. What's the deal with being number 1?
Seinfeld.
What?
Yeah. I knew
What is
ER had to be in there.
What's number 1?
Seinfeld.
And what's the deal with Slash Trax? It's a show about nothing. All right. You know what? Let's go to a quick commercial break real quick, Josh. That Seinfeld impression is gonna break the internet. We need a quick reset.
At least you did him and not Kramer. All right.
We'll be right back.
This is Zordon calling the Red Ranger and the Red Dragon Thunder Zord. My sensors indicate danger is near. You must morph to warrior mode immediately.
You got it, Zordon!
Now combine with the Thunder Zord Assault Team. Black Ranger's Lion, Blue Ranger's Unicorn, Yellow Ranger's Griffin, and Pink Ranger's Firebird. Together you'll become the undefeatable Thunder Megazord.
Morphin on!
Now back to our show.
That's the one Zord I never had, the daggum Thunder Zord, man.
I only have one Zord that I ever got my entire life, and I got it last Christmas. I got the Tiger Zord from Nicole, Mother Evil.
I had the Ninja Zord with the Falcon when the movie came out, but at first my mom had gone to get it for me at Toys R Us, and like me now, she thought she found a deal because the one that comes apart into pieces into separate parts was like $50, but they had one for like 25, and she thought it was just a little bit shorter. No, it was a Ninja Zord that was like all one piece. Like its arms moved. It had the Falcon on it, but it was a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Like if the Megazord was like that, this one was like this.
Okay.
And it didn't come apart. I think the Falcon may have popped off, but its wings didn't move.
Dang it.
So sad. I was so sad.
Dang it.
I ended up getting it and the real one in the Shogun Zord. Those were fun. That's about all I had as far as Zords go.
I used to base who I was going to hang out with as a kid sometimes for sleepovers on what toys they had. And there was this one kid who had the Megazord, and he had the Tiger Zord, and I don't know if he had the Dragon Zord. He might have had it, but I just remember thinking like, okay, this house is like chronically cold. They never utilize their heater here. They've got a lot of animals. I'm gonna stink like crap if I stay the night here. They usually don't have good food, but he has these toys.
Yeah.
I think I have to go stay the night at Jeff's house.
Jeff. Wait. No, I'm not.
No, not that Jeff.
Okay. Nope.
Not that Jeff. Yeah, but I'd be like, I would seriously base sleepovers. I stayed the night at someone's house one time, like when I was 6, because they told me they had The Little Mermaid on VHS, and I was like, oh, I have to stay the night. I'm packing right now. I'm on my way.
I had this one friend come over for the weekend one time, and he was like a rich kid, and I knew he had like everything. Hell, his house, he had like a pool that was like part above ground, part in ground, had a water slide.
What?
Yeah. And I told my mom before he came over, I was like 11. I was like, I'm going to ask if I can play my Sega Saturn, and you tell me no, I'm still grounded from it. Just so he would think that I had a Sega Saturn.
Hey man, I never even saw a Sega Saturn in real life.
Me either.
Ever.
I saw his, but yeah, not like I never got to play it or anything because he had the he had his parents got it in the Sega Saturn, but we still played the Genesis and Super Nintendo when I'd go over there. So
yeah, I remember when we were kids on the playground, you'd hear about like, oh, you have a Super Nintendo? Well, I have a Lynx, and I have a Jaguar, and I have a. Do you remember those?
nope. I mean, I remember them, but like I never saw them.
No.
And they
No.
they had the capability of like 32-bit and 64-bit graphics, but no video game developer at the time could make a game that fully utilized that. They didn't. The hardware could play it, but nobody could make it yet. That's why like the Jaguar, like 64-bit, but nobody could make a really 64-bit game in 1994, or 93 or whatever. Yeah, Mario 64 was like the first real 64 game.
Yeah, those did not catch on, at least in my childhood and probably nationwide because they disappeared quickly.
They were $800, man.
Yeah, price point. Price point was a big deal. I also remember, do you remember when Laserdiscs came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, those, I remember at my local video store, they had a Laserdisc section, and I'm not exaggerating. The section was probably like 7 Laserdiscs. Like they just didn't have them. Nobody had Laserdiscs players.
Laserdiscs.
Nuclear Grizzlies versus Cocaine Bees versus Laserdiscs.
My science teacher had one at school. A couple different teachers had a Laserdisc player. That's my only experience with Laserdisc. And I went to like a school in a town that had less than 400 people in the town. So
I thought you were going to tell me that your teacher had a laser dick.
Sure did.
You're like Alex. My teacher would like close the blinds in the classroom and show me his laser dick.
And all the kids have just left the audience. He had the power of the Schwartz.
Josh, young librarian, I see that you also have the power of the Schwartz.
Your Schwartz is bigger than mine.
Hey, Josh, let's talk about the top movies at the box office for 1994.
I can do this.
Okay, go.
Of the whole year?
Yeah, 1994.
Lion King.
Number 1, you got it. 295 million.
Forrest Gump.
Number 2, Forrest Gump. 294 million.
Arnold and Tom Arnold. True Lies.
Are you kidding me right now?
94, man. Like every movie that was good in the 90s came out in 94. Like all the Jim Carrey movies did.
True Lies, number 3 at 146 million.
Wow.
You got all 3.
Tim Allen, you were doing him a second ago. Santa Claus.
That's in there. Like Pulp Fiction.
Flintstones.
I think Flintstones was 4.
What else was there? The Mask, Mrs. Doubtfire,
Dumb and Dumber.
Maverick,
Ventura.
Vampire. Didn't Schindler's List come out in '94?
You know what? That's not a movie that I'm that familiar with. I'm only familiar with the Seinfeld episode where they go watch it and Jerry's making out during Schindler's List.
Ooh, Clear and Present Danger. I'm
What
surprised the
was
Santa
number?
Claus wasn't up there in the top 5. That's
What
shocking.
was number 81, Josh?
81 of 1994.
Yeah, number 80, 81.
Is it a slasher? Is that the slasher movie you were talking about?
Yes.
Okay, then the only slasher that came out that year was New Nightmare.
How much did it make?
I don't know, like 16 million, 20 million, somewhere in there.
So if you said 16 million and you're on Price is Right, you win both showcases. It was 18 million.
What was the budget?
Oh my goodness, I don't know that. Maybe you can pull that up on the Google machine.
What was did Street Fighter make it on the list at all?
I didn't see Street Fighter, but that was a bomb. Street Fighter was a massive bomb.
I liked it.
Why would you cast the muscles from Brussels, a guy who can barely put together a coherent sentence in English, to be Guile, the all-American hero in Street Fighter?
I don't know.
What? Why?
No, actually, I just pulled up the budget, and the budget for Street Fighter was 35 million, and they made 100 million worldwide. So they made the 1.5 times their budget. So they were actually not bad at all. It wasn't a bomb. It was not a bomb. It might have been a critical bomb, but that's not what we wanted to know. We wanted to know New Nightmare.
What was their budget?
Ooh, 8 million. So they made 10 million. That's really good.
So they didn't do too bad. The New Nightmare was I remember being a huge Freddy fan my entire life, and I remember seeing that movie, the preview for it, not for the theatrical release.
Yeah.
I saw the preview for it. My local cable company was called Falcon Cable, and you could rent it on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And they would like show you the movies you could rent. And I just remember Heather Langenkamp on the highway saving Dylan, and they just kept, and it shows Freddy saying, "Miss me?" You know?
If they
I saw it on loop.
I think if they had called it A Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven's New Nightmare or something, I know that's a mouthful, but I think it would have done better because I think it kind of flew under the radar.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not part of the New Nightmare series, it's its own thing, but it needed that tag or something like New Nightmare, a Nightmare on Elm Street film or something, because that's a brand. I think it would have made at least another 5 to 10 million if it had that brand on there. A lot of people don't pay attention, so they might have thought New Nightmare. What's that? I guess that's just a horror movie or something.
I didn't know it was Freddy until I saw Freddy in the preview, and they could have named it like you're saying. They could have said like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 7, Wes Craven's New Nightmare,
or A New Nightmare on Elm Street.
Anything. They could have done anything.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare on Elm Street, something like that. But yeah,
Part 7, rent it now. Who was the WWF champion in 1994, Josh? On this day, on this specific date, November...
No, he lost it at the house show, didn't he?
November 8th, 1994.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart is the WWF champion.
Yeah. But Diesel was the champion in 94 at the beginning, right?
Brett is just about to lose the belt to Backlund.
And then Diesel gets it from Backlund.
And then Diesel wins it at the house show.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Who's the WCW champion on November 8th, 1994?
What you gonna do, brother, when I come in and just totally annihilate Ric Flair and every other show?
Exactly. With the help of Shaquille O'Neal
and the Booty Man.
T. Why is Mr. T there?
I don't know. And when the day when Brutus Beefcake gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, which it will happen eventually, are they gonna is he gonna have like 8 rings eventually? Like one for Brutus Beefcake, one for Brutus Boulder, one for Brother Brudeye, one for the Butcher, one for the Booty Man, one for the Zodiac, one for the Man with No Name, one for the Man with No Face. Like, is he gonna have? Because he was like 10 different characters in WCW. One for the Disciple.
He's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
He's gonna have rings on every finger. No,
he's in the Hall of Fame.
Is every character going to get inducted, though, is my question. Like, is he going to have, like, rings? Like,
no.
Just imagine that if he had one for every character, that'd be awesome.
He looks like Thanos. He's got like the full gimmick Infinity Gauntlet.
He snaps his finger and half your hair is shaved off.
He snaps his fingers, and all of a sudden he's in a main event he doesn't belong in or deserve to be in.
Or if the hair thing happened, snap your finger, half the hair goes off. It's like, my haircut doesn't look too good, Mr. Stark.
Hey, Josh, how much was the cost of a Whopper in 1994?
99 cents.
Yeah, absolutely. That's burned in my brain forever.
Like the fake broil flavor on the burgers.
The painted on lines.
Yep, the painted on lines. It's branded just like that. Yep.
99 cents. My dad, the spoilers dad, my dad, if Sherry, my mom, was taking the night off from cooking, Dad would go to Burger King. We'd all get 2 Whoppers apiece, and we'd each share between 4 people 2 large fries. Dad's spending less than $10.
Now
if you
I
want
a
cheese,
Whopper.
you want cheese, Josh? Put a piece of American cheese from the fridge at the house on it because he's not paying for that. How much was a Big Mac in 1994?
It's gonna be more than a daggone Whopper. I can tell you that. $1.79.
No.
$2.49.
Wow. $2.40. Excellent guess. That's right, brother. That's right.
Yeah.
That guessing game worked for me, dude. And also, you know what works for me? Another commercial break.
Dun dun dun.
We'll be right back.
Hey, cookies! Say, you know, I think our neighbor might like one too. Yeah? Well,
Here you go.
thank you. Terrific.
Got milk?
Now back to our show.
Bad for that guy.
I love that the milk is splashing all over the glasses, up over the top of it, running down their fingers. That's hell. That's truly hell.
It is. Those commercials were fun.
Wow.
I still like the chocolate chip one a little better, where the guy finds out he's in hell, not heaven.
Maybe that guy's in hell too because he's getting milk. Well, that's the same premise, actually. Never mind. That's the same joke twice. I like how they insert the cookie into his mouth of the cast like it's a floppy disk. Josh, let's start breaking down and going over the story and the plot for this episode.
Okay, real fast. I had a Apple II type computer that played the big old floppy disk games.
Yeah.
I had Mega Man and Mega Man 3. There was no Mega Man 2 for it. And they're really weird. Like, you can't even shoot the bad guys. Like, it's like snakes and spiders on the ground. You can't even point at them to shoot them. No music, just like beep, 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 beep. I took it out one time and set it on top of my computer, like the rectangular tower. I say tower, but it was like flat instead of on its side.
Mm-hmm.
Totally got rid of the information on the floppy, formatted it. If you put it on top of the monitor or on top of there's like magnetic stuff, it would erase your floppy disk. I had like the winter games and stuff for it too.
Oh, no.
Which I could never figure out how to play. I would always look like I break my legs on the ski jump. But I accidentally erased a bunch of games that way. I'd love to get one of those old computers just to play floppy games again. That'd be fun.
Some of those towers and those computer systems are collectible now. They're collector's items.
Oh yeah. You'd have to. Yeah. There was like a book that came with it that told me what to do to get a game to load, like all the crap I'd have to type. It was fun.
Like HTML and all that stuff.
Like
you had to
load floppy, colon, semicolon, quotation mark, asterisk, 7246B, Mega Man 3, Mega Man -3 dot DOS or something, like that much stuff to play a game. But
So if you want to play a game, you had to want it. You had to be dedicated to it.
Yeah,
Crap, man. All right, Josh.
let's do it.
Here's the episode. The episode starts with with big news, Josh. Uh, they finally selected the teams for the World Peace Summit from Angel Grove.
Yep.
Jason, Zach, and Trini are the ones selected.
All three of them?
Hope all three, all three of us. Hopefully, they don't ask for a raise at the Peace Summit, though, Josh.
Oh, that'd be bad. They get. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. They'd get sent to another piece, like the Super Peace Summit.
To the Ultra Mega Peace Summit. Tommy, Billy, and Kimberly leave Ernie's to go find Jason.
Is Tommy wearing white like he always does because he's the White Ranger?
No, it must be a laundry day because he's wearing green again.
Oh, so probably because, the Black Ranger, Yellow Ranger, and Red Ranger haven't actually been on an episode of the show in like 8 episodes because they got fired. And Tommy's been wearing green so they could like work in old footage of him with them in the command center wearing green because he was a Green Ranger in the footage. Look it up, people. It's real and you'll never unsee it. Ask Alex once you've seen it.
Tommy, Billy, and Kimberly leave Ernie's to go find Jason, Zach, and Trini, who aren't at Ernie's watching who's going to be picked for the World Peace Summit. They're riding bikes at the park, and they're given. What's that?
In the shadows.
Yeah, they're given the big news. And Josh, can you point out something about Jason in that photo?
Yeah, and I just noticed something else too.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I guess that's supposed to be Billy next to Tommy. Okay. Jason is the one holding the helmet kind of towards, he's the last guy, next last guy on the right.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be Jason. Very, very skinny. Does not look anything like Jason. Trini in front of him, Twee, she kind of resembles Twee, but she's still a bit too small.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when the Pink Ranger morphed, the Yellow Ranger was usually kind of close. Anyways, Zach over here, they got the hat on him and he's like leaning and stuff. But like, when you see the episode, you can tell at least the guys are not the guys. As a kid, I never knew as a kid, but watching it now, I'm like, wow, that guy that's supposed to be Jason is way too skinny. And when they announced to them that they got picked, Jason has a line. What does he say, Alex?
You mean all three of us?
And that's what it sounds like. It's supposed to. It's somebody like drastically trying to do Austin St. John's voice.
The note I have, they tell him the big news in a shadowy sunset shot. It almost looks like a mafia movie shot, like someone's about ready to get whacked behind Josh here.
They've already been whacked. 3 of them.
Worst Jason voice impression of all time. I have that down. Now we cut to Zed. He's plotting a new monster to finally finish off the Rangers.
Again,
This is the one, Josh. This is the one this time.
well, he said if I knew all I had to do to get rid of the Rangers, was have them join
Send
the
him to
Peace
the Peace
Summit.
Summit.
I would have done it a long time ago.
At the headquarters, Tommy is in green. Zordon is voicing his absolute pleasure with the selection of the 3 Rangers to the Peace Summit. Zordon is stoked about
Old
this.
footage.
Yeah, sensors go off. Zed is energizing a massive weapon, Josh.
Well, hold on. In the command center, this is something else to look for, viewers. If you pay attention, you'll see when it's old footage because you'll see Tommy, Kimberly, Billy, Trini, Zach, Jason all standing there, and Tommy will be in green. That's the old footage. That's why they had Tommy wearing green earlier. But other shots where it's like new footage, where it's just Tommy or just Kimberly or just Billy on screen, if one of the other Rangers is supposed to be behind them, you'll see their stand-in, like just their hair or something, and part of their profile.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close. Not even close. But nobody pays attention, especially as a kid, And I've got a bone to pick with the episode because as a kid, I watched part 1 on a Monday, I believe. I think it was a Monday. Part 2 was the next day. And I wanted to see this power transfer. I had a doctor's appointment and I'm in the waiting room at like 11 years old. and I rush up and turn on the TV. The TV's on, but I switch it to Fox, which made some people mad because they were watching like CNN or some crap.
The O.J. Simpson trial.
And I get to the part, excuse me, where they're trying to put the ring on the statue to teleport out,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like they don't. And that's when the doctor called me. So I didn't get to finish this episode, part 2, for like another 2 weeks until it was reran on a Saturday. It sucked.
He calls your name. LaRue, yeah. VIP, Josh LaRue, VIP.
Little alien, little librarian. I just gave away the fact that I'm an alien. Shit. It slipped.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
They're going to come after me. Bueller.
Hey, Josh, so Serpentera has arrived. This is Zed's ace up his sleeve here. Zed is attacking while the 3 Rangers are away, or he's plotting on it. Zordon, meanwhile, is guilting he's guilting the Rangers. He's kind of passively aggressively guilting them and shaming them for leaving because Zed is going to try to attack while they're at their weakest point. So he was just like literally the last shot praising them for being selected, and now he's kind of like, well, if you guys weren't selected and leaving us, this wouldn't be happening. Sort of deal.
One more mission. They have to go to the abandoned planet. Isn't it just called the abandoned planet?
I think I have it written down as deserted planet.
The deserted planet.
Yeah.
Which is the farthest planet in the galaxies. It's like on the edge. Like if you go any further, you're going to fall off the galaxy. Just flat right there. You're gonna run into the inside of the egg that we're all inside, the eggshell. Because we're all just in like a chicken egg anyways, the whole galaxy. So if you go a little further, you're going to hit it. And if you start hitting it, you're just going to be a chicken pecking out of an egg.
You crack it open.
And then you're going to make us all get hatched. Anyways, they have to go to this planet, which I guess humans had lived on before because it sure looks like Earth. And it's deserted, obviously. They've got a map and a ring. And they have to find a statue, the Sentinel or something, that's got this sword. This is so convoluted. It's the only way that they can transfer the powers to 3 new people. But when they leave, we actually get Baboon and Squat, who haven't really done much in season 2 to this point. I'll send it back to Alex because I'm getting ahead of myself, probably.
Well, I was going to say the map that they give Billy looks like you're in like 7th grade art class, and Josh and I were given like a protractor, and we're just like making shapes with it for fun. We're not paying attention to what the teacher's actually talking about. Josh and I are just using a protractor to do designs on. I was surprised that I didn't see some of those S's that people used to draw. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, the infamous 90s S that everybody drew on their paperwork. That I'm surprised that wasn't on the map. Zordon says Tor the Turtle Zord.
Oh yes, they have their new carrier Zord. Yep,
is now available for protection. So Tor shows up like an RKO out of nowhere.
He ain't no Titanus, I'll tell you that. Big Brachiosaurus for the Ultra Zord of the original Zord. Mm-hmm. He's nothing like that. Like he's just nothing. You can't even fit all the Zords in him. But go ahead.
Zordon also announces he needs to select 3 new Rangers. The power transfer has to be carried out at once. It's possible, but very difficult, just like Josh said. Very convoluted. A lot of moving parts. Enormous power is needed and only can be carried out on the deserted planet, which Josh and I talked about. They have to retrieve the Sword of Light, which we just talked about. This is their last quest together as the original Power Rangers.
And leading up... Oh, so I just want to throw it out there so we don't confuse anybody. Leading up to the episode, Rocky, Aisha, and Adam had been helping the Rangers for the past 4 episodes.
Yeah.
There had been episodes, so it's not like they just suddenly appear in this episode. They had been working up to this over a few episodes, but go ahead.
Yeah, so it's not like they just raw dogged those 3 new characters in there. They lubed them up. Lubed them up. Zordon applied lube generously to the 3 new Rangers before they just crammed them right up our keister. Right. So yeah, this is the last quest together for the original Power Rangers. Alpha teleports them to the deserted planet through space. They have no breathing apparatuses, nothing, no compression suits, nothing, no space suits. I will say though, really cool shot of the six Rangers flying through space with like the electric color of their costume trailing behind them.
It looks like their butts and legs turned into lightning, but yeah, it was pretty neat. It wasn't just a color teleportation thing.
Pretty cool shot.
Yeah, it is.
Let's go to commercial number 3 because our sponsors are in my earpiece and we need to get to the third sponsor.
Ooh, this one's gonna make me hungry.
We'll be right back.
Hey kids, now you can grab the power with the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger food. Great tasting food just for you. First, there's the tasty and terrific mac and cheese dinner. Next, 2 more phenomenal canned power pasta products. Spaghetti rings in tomato and cheese sauce or spaghetti with meatballs and tomato sauce. Lastly, the Mighty Morphin granola bars in 2 different flavors. Chewy chocolate chip and delicious peanut butter chocolate chip. So look for the power in your local supermarket. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers food and snacks new from Saban Foods.
Now back to our show.
I'm hungry for some Power Ranger food, man.
I like that they have to like tell you like this is food. This is not garbage, processed junk. This is food. You can eat this.
I watched L.A. Beast not too long ago. He did a Power Ranger episode, and he like made Power Rangers mac and cheese, like the shapes of it from '94.
Mm-hmm.
And like the cheese powder was like almost brown, but he mixed it up, boiled the pasta, put the cheese in there, and ate it. He's like the whole time. But he ate some old Power Ranger gummies and drank a Power Ranger soda, all from '94.
Oh my god!
I love the guy. He's have a nice day. Love the guy, but like I'm so worried about his health as he gets a little older. He's eaten a lot of old products. He's probably had botulism a few times for sure.
Well, he must have like a super immune system now.
Yeah, right. He ate an MRE from the Vietnam War. He drank a Coke from 1915, dude. So,
wait a minute, really?
Yeah, the other day. Yeah, like a week or so ago.
It had to have been in a glass bottle, right?
Yeah, it was in a glass bottle. It was right after they stopped using Mo Blaine in it. I don't want to say the actual name. I don't want to get us flagged, but it's a drug that rhymes with Mo Blaine.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So meanwhile, back at Zed's lair, Goldar is spilling the tea that the Rangers are headed towards the Sword of Light.
Yep.
Zed deduces that Zordon is attempting to find 3 new Rangers. He sends Squat and Babu to Earth to put everyone to sleep with a sleep machine. I'm surprised that Zed didn't include some like ASMR or anything in that sleep machine, right?
Yeah,
Some
put on
bird
Death Note for everybody to listen to.
Yeah, bird noises, rain sounds, maybe Rita, his future bride, reading spells in a really soft voice like this.
And then she's like, I got such a headache.
Everyone's... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, it's funny when they actually get down to Earth and set up the device. It's pretty much like a fog that goes out.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Babu almost gets himself with it. I like them getting represented finally. They haven't, I've been rewatching season 1 recently all the way through, and oh my god, season 1, the quality is nowhere close to the quality of season 2 and 3. The quality definitely gets better as they go. But
season two is like the benchmark in my opinion.
Yeah, Babu and Squad have a lot to do in the first season because there was a lot of they were very big in the Japanese version of the show. But it was good to see them get represented here and used. Finster doesn't get used much at all after Rita left. But the fog goes all the way to the skull and stuff. And just so happens that we're catching Rocky, Adam, and Aisha starting school.
Mm-hmm.
In Angel Grove, and they just happen to like bend down right at the perfect time. Yeah. And
dodge the sleep machine.
Yeah.
So now that everybody's fallen asleep in Angel Grove, Zed and the bad guys are full speed ahead towards a deserted planet to stop the Rangers.
By the way, did you see what colors that Adam, Rocky, and Aisha were wearing? I wonder if that will have anything to do with which Rangers they become.
Yellow,
Adam was
red,
wearing
and
black. Jason was wearing red. Aisha was wearing yellow.
Mm-hmm. And Bulk and Skull show up to help them, help Aisha with her locker to just try to get in some early essay allegations for Bulk, I guess. Yeah, Bulk Bulk is kind of a creep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bulk is a little bit of a creep. The Rangers arrive to the deserted planet and they find the deserted city. Billy leads them with the map full of the 1990s S's and protractor drawings that Josh and I did. He leads them with the map. Zordon printed this off of MapQuest, I guess.
Because he knows it's right over here. And it's just, the map is just a bunch of drawings. He's like, I think we're right over by it, right here.
I'm surprised. You remember MapQuest? Do you remember going anywhere and someone had printed off the directions, and if they read the directions, like they told you to take a left too early, what kind of arguments those led to?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. One time I had one of the earliest GPS systems, a TomTom or something, and I was going over a bridge over the Arkansas River, and halfway over the bridge, it told me to make a right. And I was like, "Wow, this GPS hates me." Turn right here.
When I was working at this golf course, I lived, so like people actually lived on the golf course. They had houses out here. It was like really rich people. There was a bridge that was made specifically just for golf carts that went over a water hazard.
Oh no.
There was a lady, and I don't know that she was like from the area or what, and I don't know how she ended up down here, but I'm not joking, Josh. This lady's like trying to drive her SUV over this bridge, over a water hazard. She was completely lost. Wow. There was like, the bridge is this wide.
Yeah.
Her car was filling it up like almost 100% capacity. There's no room on the left or right. She's terrified. Yeah. She doesn't know how she got there. She doesn't know where she's going.
I've had dreams like that where the road or bridge is like two like wooden slats, and if I go one way or the other too much, I'm going to fall into infinity.
Yeah.
At least she wasn't told to drive off a bridge halfway over it by the GPS.
Josh,
turn
take
right
a right
here, you dumbass.
Take a right to your death.
No,
yeah. Okay. So Zed and the bad guys are full speed ahead. Whatever. They're using the MapQuest. Jason decides, hey, you guys go ahead. Even though Jason's not the leader anymore, Jason says, you guys go ahead. I'm going to stay here, and I'll take on Zed and his gigantic Zord and all of his army by myself.
Yep.
Why does he do it instead of Tommy?
One last hurrah, I guess. I'm going to go over here, guys, and fight him. I know I don't sound like Jason, but I got a cold. Must be the COVID. I need to get a PPE loan.
Wait a minute. They're wearing helmets. How did he get COVID? He had PPE on.
Well, I was just talking about the loan things, like doing a deep dive. No, anyways, love Austin State. Love all the old Rangers. Not everything they've done, but I love the history of Power Rangers. I'm not going to sit here and dog on anybody. Just having a little fun. But yeah, the Red Dragon goes into warrior mode to fight the Serpentera, which is like 10 times bigger, which is really cool. My son and daughter, I got that for them because I always wanted it as a kid and never could get it. I found it on eBay like 8 years ago, and I think it was only like $40, and I got it. Yeah, because it doesn't really do anything. It just it can stand up or look like it's flying. It doesn't open up. Alexis had it broke within like 30 minutes. We had to like tape the neck back on, but that thing is massive, man, like way massive. It was a really cool toy, but he's going to crush the Red Dragon, and we get our first glimpse of what?
Well, okay. Hold on one second. Okay. The 3 Rangers narrowly escaped the sleep gas. They're transferred to the headquarters, okay? Zordon says they need to help the people at the park or whatever. They explain the sleep cloud kind of to the new Rangers. Their mission is to head to the park and stop the sleep cloud.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jason goes for Thunderzord power. He brings the fight to Zed's giant dragon. Goldar alerts Zed that the sleep machine is in danger. Zed decides he's going to send putties to stop the new three Rangers at the park. His entire evil plan, all these moving parts and all this stuff comes down to putties.
Yep.
So I got a lot of confidence in Zed here. I feel very confident that this plan is going to work. Right?
It does. It actually does. At least in part one, the putties chain them up, right?
They do chain. They do chain up Rocky. So Zed is. I think Zed is screwed. Let's go to our fourth commercial break because things are starting to heat up.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Wow, Arnold, that cheeseburger looks real enough to eat.
Why, thank you, Annie.
I didn't know Hamburglar liked ours.
Well, he's always had good taste.
Mama makes it magic.
Now you can be like one of them. Trooper Transform! When you go to McDonald's for one of these. With a VR Trooper Happy Meal, you get a transformation pendant or this wrist spinner. One toy with each Happy Meal you buy.
Trooper Transform!
Hey, do we know him?
Now back to our show.
Countdown. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are VR. We are VR Troopers 3 Virtual Reality. We got to get you on that show, man.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never seen it. I've seen pieces.
Hey, it was going to be called Cybertron, lawsuit pending from, the planet that the Transformers are from.
Yeah.
And it was going to star Jason David Frank. There's a whole episode. If you look up Cybertron pilot on YouTube, you can watch the pilot of VR Troopers called Cybertron with Jason David Frank as the only person.
Do you think that would have been a success if Jason David Frank was the star of that?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. I think that you had to have Jason David Frank as Tommy Oliver. It was like the right ingredients at the right time with the right story, with the right everything.
Yep.
So we cut back to the park. The putties are absolutely kicking ass. They strap Rocky to a tree with a chain, just like he's Jason Voorhees and Jason X. He's whipping that chain around. They're whipping. Wait, what was it? Whip my nene? What was that?
Watch me whip and watch me hit it. Or I
watch
whip my
putty
hair. Forth, I whip my hair.
Now watch me do. Watch me do. The Yappa Pie. The putties are doing the Yappa Pie match with Rocky.
Oh, they sure are. They sure are. Yes.
The Yappa Pie strap match.
They kick their butts. And it's like if I was Zordon or them, I'd be like, did we pick the right three people? Like, I don't know. Those putties, like, all you gotta do is literally like touch the Z and they'll break apart, and they just got their butts kicked. Like,
we go back from the Yappa Pie strap match at the Angel Grove Park. Zed is absolutely destroying the deserted city, like just annihilating it, which is a good and bad thing because Angel Grove's downtown finally gets a break. Like,
right?
This isn't the time that they're getting destroyed.
The industrial part of Angel Grove is safe.
Exactly. Today. I would love to see the GoFundMes from Angel Grove every time that city gets destroyed. Help rebuild Angel Grove downtown industrial again. And people are like, dude, I've already donated like 15 times already.
Are we close? Are we close to where he says, that's it, I'm just going to destroy the whole planet?
That's it. That's at the very end. We're close, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
Jason and his Zord arrive to hopefully stop Zed. Jason is about to get crushed under Zed's feet, but Tor the Turtle Zord shows up after Jason calls for him and saves him. So Tor's only purpose is to like house the Rangers. He doesn't really attack. He just takes a beating.
In the future, he has some rockets, but on this episode, no, he does not attack. Not once.
Just getting stepped on and able to take the pressure. Yeah. It's hot turtle versus dragon action. Turtle on dragon action, folks. Zed steps on Tor, whatever. No wonder the Red Ranger is failing in his attempt to defeat Zed, though, Josh. Because it's not Josh. Or it's not Jason. Yeah. It's not Jason. It's his stand-in. Yeah.
Little skinny guy right there.
Yeah, this is not the real Red Ranger Slashaholics. This is a stand-in. We cut to the other Rangers still searching for the sword amongst a destroyed downtown. But guess what? Tommy doesn't even have the map, and he finds the sword.
Yeah, I know. It's like Billy had it, and Tommy's the one that finds it. So I think this is it, guys. And
why-
he's like, guys, come on, and like they knew to just shoot at the sword or something. Like,
Oh, hold on. But why is Tommy the one that gets to find the sword, though? Because he's Tommy?
Because he's the good-looking guy, I guess. Like in retrospect, rewatching the show, Billy. I remember why Billy was my favorite before Tommy came around. Billy is so underrated. He should have been the one to find the sword.
Billy is like comes up with all the mathematical plans, all the scientific stuff, creates gadgets. He's very smart. He comes up at Cranston Tech. He does a lot of stuff. If he's not around, he's like Donatello. Turtles are screwed.
Yep.
So the Rangers can't budge the sword from the statue. They're not worthy. They're not able to lift Mjolnir. Jason shows up fresh from getting his ass handed to him, and the Rangers unite and use their laser guns to free the sword, just like Josh said. Meanwhile, Zed is absolutely destroying everything. He can't find the Rangers. He's very upset. Zed is more upset than somebody who can't find their car keys and they're almost late for work.
It's like, dude, put them in the fridge by accident, or they're already they're in your hand, Zed. They're in your hand.
Zed is pissed. Zed is more upset than the time he wasn't invited to the surprise party for Tommy.
Yeah, he's really upset.
Let those silly Rangers have their party. Stupid Rangers. I don't need an invite anyway. Zed uses all of his power to destroy the entire planet, which is essentially like a massive nuclear bomb.
Yeah, and he's on the planet too, but we'll just skate over that. And remember the dialogue here, folks. If you rewatch this, everything he says before pushing the button, and Goldar tells him it's going to use up most of their power if he does it, but he does it anyways. He tells Goldar to do it. Goldar won't do it because it'll use up the power. He goes, fine, I'll do it myself. And he hits it. Remember this scene because in part 2, the same scene plays out, but totally different dialogue.
Okay.
They completely changed the way it went down. But he hits it, and the show, I believe, goes to be continued as the thing is like spreading out over the planet, destroying everything.
Yeah.
And we do love this episode, folks. We love Power Rangers. You know, we're having fun with it.
This is fun. It's a fun to look back at and riff on it and enjoy it. Let's go to the 5th and final commercial break, Josh.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Kraft Macaroni and Cheese introduces teddy bears and Dynamax.
It's prehistoric Oni. In a world on Dino-Roni. Now it's Total Bear by Pony. Hit the discredenza Tony.
Baboon! It's cheesy macaroni.
It's new Kraft teddy bears and Dynamax. They're more fun than a bowl full of monkeys.
Monkeys? It's a Cheezosaurus Oni. Or a Surfer Boy Baroni.
I'll tickle your funny bony.
Ho, ho, ho. It's new Kraft teddy bears and Dynamacaroni.
Now back to our show.
Go make me some Kraft mac and cheese when we're done.
Oh, I want some too. I want some.
When
I was a kid, I remember my mom would always put too much milk in it, and it would make it watered down. And I perfected it later on in my teenage years. I would use half the amount of milk, so it was more cheesy.
I know it doesn't change the flavor, but I never liked getting the cartoon versions like where it's like Mario shapes or Power Ranger shapes or anything like that. Because it's like no matter how well you cooked the noodles, it was like al dente. They were harder.
Tough.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
Well, and you got less. I feel like you got less product with the shapes. I felt like you didn't get quite as full of a bowl.
And if Chef Boyardee didn't make a soup like a tomato and meatball soup with shapes from a show, it never tasted good. It did not taste good. Like some of the foods at the beginning, the pasta and tomato sauce, Power Rangers, not the same as getting like Chef Boyardee dinosaurs or ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Like night and day.
For your for you and Beth's anniversary, I have to somehow figure out how I can get you some dinosaurs or 1-2-3s because the way you light up when you talk about those.
I wish they still made the dinosaurs. Like
I know
they have ABC's 1-2-3s like at all the stores and stuff around here, but it's not the same. The dinosaurs was like a cheesy tomato sauce. It was like really good. So
did you and Beth, when you guys got married and you had the toast, instead of champagne, did you two have crystal clear Pepsi in your
an ecto cooler? Yeah.
Josh, it's time. It's the most important time. It is time for us to give our grades and to talk about what we liked about the episode, what we didn't like about the episode. Are you ready?
Yep.
I said, are you ready?
I'm ready. What did you think of the premise for the episode?
All right, that's a great question.
It doesn't matter what you think.
No. You son of a bitch.
Go ahead and start us off here.
You son of a bitch. Okay, did we like the episode? Were you into the plot and storyline? You go first.
Yes, I was. I was into it. It was a lot of fun. As a kid, I had no idea that wasn't Trini, Zach, and Jason. I really didn't. I never caught on to the fact that if Tommy was wearing green as a White Ranger, that meant that it was old footage being used with the old people.
Mm-hmm.
I just was enjoying him wearing green. You know, it reminded me of the Green Ranger days. But as an adult, even knowing those things, I did enjoy the episode. I enjoyed the silliness of it, but I also enjoyed the stakes of it. You know, it was really tense. I knew that they weren't going to get put to sleep, but it was so close to the three new people getting put to sleep.
Yeah.
I also liked how the Aisha, Adam, and Rocky actually had lines, you know, when they're with each other. And
yeah,
I could see where Rocky could be a leader, but he just never got the chance, you know, to be that character. I liked Babu and Squat being used again. And the fact that the super weapon, Serpentera, is scary. The stakes are so high in this. They're running out of time. It was suspenseful. Even as an adult, it was a little suspenseful. The editing they did was chef's kiss. They made it flow really good.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to give this one a higher score than people would think from the way we kind of, you know, riffed on it. But what did you think?
Well, the first thing I thought was, this is the first episode, Dwayne, that I ever, like, that Zed actually had a weapon that worked not only on people on the screen, but people at home. Because every time Rocky, Adam, and Aisha were on screen, I fell asleep.
They weren't bad.
Okay, did I like the episode? I like story. I like everything you said. I have some like really quick notes just to piggyback.
Okay.
Lots going on this episode. Multiple storylines at once, which is something they don't usually do. They do it well. Zed is extremely menacing and powerful. Like, Serpentera is no joke. I like that Zed is fighting himself for once. He's not relying on monsters. It's like, I'm going to go take care of this. Like, let the Rangers have their party. I'm going to kick their ass. Like, he does not listen to anybody. He's pissed. He's going to
Tommy won't be my heir no more.
Yeah, exactly. The nuclear blast at the end is great. Really scary. I mean, when the Rangers are trying to get this sword out of the statue's hand and the blast is coming, and you can see, like, the blast reaching, like, towards them.
Yeah.
As a little guy, I was terrified. What else do I have? Let me see real quick. Oh, yeah, cool visual for the nuclear blast. Yeah. Excellent cliffhanger. They leave it on a great cliffhanger.
And then when they come back, it's like totally different, and it's not as dire at the moment, but it's okay. I did like seeing them pull. Did they pull the blasters out in this one and shoot at the sword?
They shot this at the statue. They actually used their blasters.
Yeah, it was cool to see them use their blasters.
Yeah, never use their blasters, hardly ever. They pull, but Josh is right. They do use and we're not supposed to talk about it yet because it's not part 2, but they do the Extreme Ghostbusters back in the saddle trick. It's like the bait and switch. It's like stakes are super high. You're waiting on the edge of your seat for the next day so you can see the next episode. Hopefully the Rangers survive, and all of a sudden you start the next episode and it's like business as usual.
And then Zed does his thing a different way. I mean, it still ends up being kind of the same thing, but it's not as dire.
Yeah.
And they get out of there a little easier and stuff. But we'll talk
Yeah.
about that on part 2. But yeah, the cliffhanger was a lot more suspenseful than what actually ends up happening. But we're just talking about part 1 today, so I'm going to base my score on that.
Yeah. So I have favorite parts, least favorite parts. Do you want to go first or me?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
My favorite part was probably them flying there because it made me laugh a little bit. That and the Bulk and Skull stuff was a lot of fun in this one. It really was.
You really enjoyed Bulk and Skull trying to essay
Well, no,
Aisha?
like Bulk was just, it seemed that way, but he was actually trying to help her open her locker, but he just couldn't do it. Like,
Okay. And you know what, Bulk? You're probably right. I'm going to walk that back. I think Bulk was like, here's a new pretty girl at school. I'm going to go shoot my shot.
yeah.
That's what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You
Now, in
changed my
season
mind.
1, there's some creepy stuff where Skull's trying to kiss Kimberly and stuff, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get that vibe as much here. But I love Bulk and Skull. They're the underdogs. They're very underrated on the show. They help make Power Rangers what it is and what makes it enjoyable. And they grow over time. You might not know this, Alex, but at the end of Power Rangers in Space, spoiler alert, all the bad guys of that season are in Angel Grove about to destroy all the people in town unless the Power Rangers step forward and give up their identity. And they're about to, and out comes Bulk. I'm the Black Ranger, and Skull's like, I'm the Blue Ranger.
I've seen this.
And
yes.
everybody starts doing that. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
But yeah, and there's also an episode where the Power Rangers lose their memories and from a monster, and Bulk and Skull see the Rangers and find out they are the Power Rangers.
Okay.
But when they see the monster get rid of all the Rangers' memories, they find these prism things the Rangers were trying to use, and they decide it's more important to help the Rangers than to know their secret. And they go out there and use the prisms to give the memories back to the Rangers while losing their short-term memory and forgetting what they saw. Underrated Bulk and Skull. They are, they played a big part on the show. But I didn't mean to go into a big thing, but there are some really cool heroic things that they've done. And stupid, dumb things, But if there's ever a cake or a pie in an episode, it's going to go on Bulk's face, one way or the other.
What's your least favorite parts?
The crap like this in the park with the bad voiceover of Jason, the shadowy, the shadows blocking the obvious stand-ins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my least favorite, really.
Well, it looks like they're doing a drug deal in the back.
All 3 of them?
We want 3 bags of narcotics. All 3 of them? All right. I would say, so I have some notes written down. Favorite parts. Love the shot of the Rangers flying to the deserted city, lightning in their colors flying behind them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to throw this in there because I got up on Bulk and Skull and I forgot to say it. I loved Serpentera. Go ahead.
Okay, me too. Yeah, huge Zord. Didn't know Zed had that sword. Why didn't he use it before? I like the visual of the sleep machine at the soccer practice. The way they shot it, it looks like it's the worst fart ever. Some kid had a silent but deadly one and just knocked out all the soccer players at the field. Zed's dragon is impressive. I said that. Huge and destructive. Tor is a cool inclusion to the Rangers arsenal.
Yeah.
Least favorite parts. Okay. Many reporters are psyched about the selection of the teens for the Peace Summit. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Who cares? They're on payphones like it's like 9/11 happened or something. Like it's breaking news. Like nobody cares. The teens selected aren't even at Ernie's to see the news report. Why? Like what why? A lot to process. I have a note here. This is a lot to process for Jason, Trini, and Zach all at once. They're moving, they're joining the Peace Summit, and they're getting kicked out of the Power Rangers. They have no dialogue or scenes where they address all this heavy emotional change and turmoil that's going on. They must be just absolutely conflicted. We get no, they don't address it at all.
Zach is so nervous and stuff from it. He like doesn't just chew his fingernail off. He chews off a whole finger. Like,
yeah, he chewed off a whole finger. Yeah. Why would Jason, I said this earlier, why would Jason be the one to fight Zed alone? He's not the leader. He doesn't have the Tiger Sword. Why not Tommy? Makes no sense. Tommy's the strongest one. And here's another thing I say that I don't like. Zordon sends the new Rangers into battle to the park with no weapons and no powers.
Yep.
Nothing.
And they get chained up. You know, just for the record, in case Walter Manuel Jones ever watched this, I really hate what happened to you guys. You know, you guys were badass. Trini and Zach, man, they were a force to be reckoned with. And I remember that season 1 episode where the Black Ranger gets to wear the shield for an episode, the Dragon Shield. Badass, man. You know, I made a joke about the finger thing. Sorry, but Zach is one of the all-time favorites. I love that he came back for the Once and Always special.
It was great. It was good. It was great to see him back in the suit. And Once and Always didn't really do that well on Netflix, from what I read. But I've watched it multiple times. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. It's time to rate the episode, and our rating system today, Slashketeers, out of 4. How many awful Austin St. John impressions out of 4, Josh, do you give this episode? 4 being the best, 1 the worst.
3. I looked at it in quarters, and I took off for certain things. Like, they had a chance to make Aisha, Adam, and Rocky look strong since they're going to become replacements, but instead they made them get their butt kicked by putties. That they should have had them do a little better in the fight. Even, you know, maybe just get overwhelmed by the numbers instead of just getting their butts kicked the whole time.
They get chained to a tree. Aisha gets kicked in the chest and flies across the screen. Getting worked.
Yeah, it didn't. That lost a 1/4 of a point for me. The stand-ins in the park, that lost a point for me. Lord Zed not just waiting for the Power Rangers to leave and then destroying Earth with Serpentera. You know, could have done that.
Easily. Could have easily done that.
The whole storyline of them, you know, getting selected and everything, it's just a 3 for me. It was not a bad episode. I love the episode. It's iconic. I have memories of watching it because I never got to watch all of the part 2 when it aired live. It was a big deal. And I actually like Rocky and Adam and Aisha. Rocky and Adam mostly, but
I give it a 3 as well. And I have a question. So Slashketeers at home, if you're scoring 3 and 3, it's a solid 3. So this episode is, go watch it if you can. It's on Netflix. Season 2, episode 27.
YouTube,
but I have a question.
Free. It's on YouTube for free. So.
Free on YouTube. Josh, I have a question. How come when Saved by the Bell went from Saved by the Bell to Saved by the Bell, the new class, they didn't have a power transfer episode?
I know. They should have went and got the sword. You know, the sword of excitement. I'm so excited.
Screech, Slater, and Zach flying through space. Slater's in his hammer pants. Screech's like Hawaiian shirt. The colors are flying behind them.
The statue is Max.
Yeah,
yeah.
They need Zach's cell phone. They have to pry his cell phone from a statue.
Yep, that's it.
And give it to the new class. That's it. That's the end of the episode.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. All the information, if you want to help the channel out, has been on the screen. It's in the pinned comment and description. Don't have to go over all of it. You all know the drill. Also, if you want to leave us a super thanks comment below in the comments, you can now do that here on the channel. Throw $1, $2, whatever you want to do, $1,000 when you make the comment. So yeah, and we got some exciting stuff coming in that regard. We'll be talking about it later, and we'll get to y'all soon on that. Be excellent to each other. Thank you so much for watching. It's a crazy world out there, Slashaholics and Slashketeers, but the top secret thing, what you got to do is stay sane inside insanity. Say goodnight, Alex.
Good night, Alex. Mahalo, dogs.
Oh.
Wake up, it's Saturday, the vibe's just right. Oh yeah, Alex and Josh take us back to the light. He-Man and those Ghostbusters, what a sight. DuckTales and Mario will dive in tight. Slide Track Saturday, let's groove today. Cartoon classics make our worries fly away. Zelda and Mad Monster, what they gotta say. Hey, hey, tune in and let the review slay. Grab your cereal, let's relive the past. Oh yeah, cartoon heroes, the memories last. Alex and Josh got the humor, it's a blast. Kick back, enjoy, have a blast fast. Sludge Ice Saturday, let's groove today. Cartoon classics make our worries fly away. Zelda and Mud Monster, what they gotta say. Hey, hey, tune in and let the review slay. They break it down, oh so fine. Oh yeah, talking about cartoons gonna blow your mind. From the 80s to 90s, takes us on a ride. Saturday morning style.